Yo, what's up? It's Joey Wiedner here. Hope you're doing well and thank you for tuning in. So a couple of you guys have asked me about doing a tutorial in acoustic blues. So I thought today I'd give you an introduction into open E tuning and also give you an introduction into the 12-bar blues structure. So we're going to do the two things simultaneously. So the first thing you're going to want to do is tune your guitar to open E tuning. So think of it like this. So this is an E major chord, right? Looks like that. So we're basically just tuning our guitar up to this shape so that when we play open, it's holding that shape for us just in the tuning. So your A string is going to come up a full tone, your D string is going to come up a full tone, and your G string is going to come up just a semitone to G sharp. So if you want to tune with me, I'll go through all the strings slowly. Open E. What used to be an A is now a B. What used to be a D is now an E. Used to be a G, now a G sharp, and then we've got B and E at the top. So it's only these three strings that are changing. So the first thing to notice about open E is we've got an open E major chord here, right? This also means that with one finger we can play these major chords up and down the neck just using one finger, because think about it, it's just that E shape moving up and down the neck, right? This is like what you do normally with the bar chord. So in blues, typically we use three chords. We use the 1 chord, which today is going to be our E. We use the 4 chord, and we use the 5 chord. So the 4 chord in this case is going to be E, F, G, A. So to play an A in this open E tuning, we just go up here to the 5th fret, or the 2nd dot if you prefer that terminology. So that's our 4 chord, or A. And then our 5 chord, E, F, G, A, B, is going to be up here on the 7th fret, our 3rd dot. So the first thing I'm going to show you is just this little blues riff. That's a really typical riff in blues and kind of rock and roll music. It's just this. And notice I'm strumming with my thumb there. I'm not going the whole way down. I'm just using the top 3 strings there for this. So this little riff in open E, we just do it, play it with nothing, and then we're just putting our index finger here on the 2nd fret on the A string. We're just alternating between that off, on, off, on. So we're going 2 off, 2 on. And then at the end of the bar, when we're about to change chord, we go up to 3rd fret there, right? Just to add a little bit of tension, right? The feel of this is perhaps the most important thing to get right. So what I thought I'd do is just play this riff I was just showing you, but play it straight first of all, and then gradually add a little bit more of a bluesy swing to it. So I'm just gonna hang out on this first chord, this E chord, right? So definitely play along with me with this, and hopefully you'll begin to understand what I mean by this kind of bluesy swing feel, right? So first, here's the straight feel. This is just straight 8 notes the whole way through. Right? Now I'm gonna gradually add a little bit of a swing to it, right? So instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or you could go 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Now, a very important aspect of this as well, to get it really grooving right, is adding a little bit of a mute as well. So notice what I'm doing here with these fingers, with this little muting technique. So I'm just gently resting these fingers on the strings when I want it to mute. So always with that first one. So I'm going to put the structure down below here for you just for reference, but just bear in mind when I was learning this stuff, I didn't memorize the structure like off a piece of paper. I just played it, and you know, eventually you get into the swing of it, into the rhythm of the blues, and you just understand where the changes happen. So the basic structure of a 12-bar blues is 4 bars of the first chord, then 2 bars of the fourth chord, then another 2 bars of the first chord, then we do 1 bar of the 5 chord, 1 bar of the 4 chord, and then the last 2 bars are what's called a turnaround. So we go back to the 1 chord with a view to getting back to the 5 chord in this kind of like thing that wraps the whole thing around nicely and makes it kind of go on forever. Remember what I said at the start about using the 1 finger for these major chords up and down the neck? So I'm going to be doing that for the 4 chord and the 5 chord. And with our little riff we're talking about, you know, you can do the exact same thing up here, except the only difference is you need to adapt it accordingly. So because my index finger is now busy barring, I'm going to use my ring finger instead to do the on and off there, and then pinky sneaks in for that little saucy one there. I have one last thing to show you before we get jamming. It's called the turnaround. This is a really, really important thing to get right with the blues. It happens at the end of the phrase, and basically it's the reason that you can just perpetually play blues music, because you've got this turnaround that wraps the whole thing around to the start again. So I'll just show you a couple of little ideas and just, you know, take what you can from this. So here's one for you. So that's just going on the A string and the B string, down from the 3rd fret chromatically. And I'm just doing just 2 hits on the high E string. And then up to the 5 chord, up to the B. Here's another one for you. So that's just the G and the B string, 3rd fret, 2nd fret, 1st fret, open. So at the start of this, I'm going to count the bars for you, and I'm going to tell you when to change, and then I'm just going to stop doing that and just continue the jam myself. And I really want you to try and keep up with me as best you can. One of the cool ways to start a blues is by actually doing a turnaround at the start. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this one, right, up to the 5. Right, so here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Chord, bar 2, bar 3, bar 4, up to the 4 chord, for 2, 2, back to the 1, for 2, 2, up to the 5 chord, for 1, down to the 4 chord, for 1, and then turn around. Back to the start. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up to the 4 chord for 2, 2. Back to the 1 for 2, 2. Up to the 5 for 1 bar. Down to the 4, and turn around. Try it yourself. Five, 4, 1, turn around. Up to the 4 chord. Back to the 1. 5, 4, turn around. All right. 5, 4, and 1. Turn around. And that's it. And you know, just keep it going on and on and on until you get bored of it. But the best way to get good at this is just by practicing it. So rewind that, do it again. And then once you get comfortable with that, take it away, do it yourself, and you'll be jamming 12-bar blues in no time. Thanks for watching. Please do subscribe, and I'll see you next week.